Okay, so today I've had a few people ask about some of my videos, and they were asking why skip past tier 2, or why am I waiting to break through. Okay, so let me start the game and then kind of show you real quick what the concept is. Okay, so first, let's look at, we'll go to the battle. We're going to talk about playing Yen Zhu. I don't know exactly how to say her name. This is the character, right? The reason why we're choosing this character is, let's go to the character, and then we'll look at this. We'll go here. This is the first meditation phase. I forgot the name of this phase, and then that phase, and then we get to the fourth phase, which is the avalanche phase or whatever. We want Cloud Sword Avalanche. This is the card that's the main card of this build. Basically, it gives you extra hits for every card sword played before, every successful card sword played before this card goes. So that means in this build, we want a bunch of card swords in front of it. This is going to be the last card of the second to last card. Okay. So that's the main thing we have to think about. The second part we have to think about is what cards do we actually want in our set. This card, her card set is Cloud Spirit Sword. Okay, so this is tier 1 cards. In the tier 1 cards, I want to do multiple hits because I'm going to get Sword Intent stacked, which Sword Intent is basically Sword Intent. If it's on the left, the card to the next card in the right in the stack that's going to attack, it's going to get that modifier. So stacked Sword Intent does not go away where Sword Intent goes away with the next attack. So, but it affects the whole card. So if, let's say I had something in front of Cloud Sword Fletch, I had Sword Intent 2, and let's say I had it in front of Cloud Sword, Touching Sky. This 6 would add the Sword Intent to it, but then it would be gone by the time it got to Cloud Sword Fletch if it was next in the line. So I want stacked so that it'll get all of the cards that I have that are multiple cards, but we also want those multiple hit cards to be Cloud Sword so they can affect Avalanche. Okay, so this Wind Sword at the bottom looks great, but it's not a Cloud Sword. So in this set, we want Cloud Sword Fletch. We also want higher versions of it. We don't want the first, we want to evolve it to the third one, right? We need to start this with a Cloud Sword. So this is a good one to start with. This one's special ability to make the additional hit needs a Cloud Sword to hit first. So this is the card we want, and we want to evolve it as far along this path as we can. I'll take this card, which is Touch Earth, which gives us a little bit of defense, but that's really just a piece of crap card to have. Okay, so this is tier 1. This is meditation phase. When we go to foundation phase, if you look at these cards, there's no multiple hit Cloud Swords. That's a problem for us. We need multiple hits. We have some Cloud Swords here that are pretty strong. If we were to play another player in the second round during foundation phase after breaking through once, these players are going to play stronger in foundation phase than if I stayed in meditation phase. But these are foundation cards for my final build. These cards suck for what I'm trying to do. I could get these cards, but what I could do is stay and not break through and get to, Cultivation 21. Cultivation 9 gets us here. Cultivation 21 gets us here. This is where we want to be, and I'll talk about that in a second. So higher cultivation, when you get into a match, makes it more likely you'll go first. If you have more cultivation, you'll go first. If they match you in cultivation, it's random. But we're not going to sacrifice cultivation. What we're sacrificing is the card tier we're choosing from. So we're just not going to foundation phase. We have the same, like we're still turning in cards. We're still trying to get to as much cultivation as possible. These are the cards we're looking for. And these two mostly. Okay. So we're going to skip Foundation phase. We'll get to 21 Cultivation, and then we'll go right into Virtuoso phase. In Virtuoso phase, we want this card right here. This card, it attacks for 4, but it attacks twice. And also at the ass end of it, it has this ignore defense of the next card. One of these would be nice. Multiples of these would be nice for if we put this right in front of Avalanche, Cloud Sword Avalanche, which we get in this Immortality phase. It'd be nice. But anyway, so this is what we want. And that's in phase 3. We can use some of these other Cloud Swords as just default cards so we have the spot taken up by a Cloud Sword. But we really want Cloud Sword Necessity. Okay, so when we break on through the next one, this is also where we get our Avalanche, as well as we really want this Cloud Sword Flash Wind. Flash Wind gives us Chase. Chase is the ability that allows you to basically do the next card in line before the other player gets a turn. Chase will activate, and then it'll go to the next card, but what you don't get to do is go chase. So it had to be Chase, a regular card, and then maybe another Chase card and regular card. This speeds up your whole row of cards. Next thing is we want this card. Out of these, that's the card. That card's going to give us speed. So hopefully we'll get Cloud Sword Touching Sky, Cloud Sword Fetch. Skip this row because none of these are good and worth keeping. And then we want to go to Cloud Sword Necessity. Now we can use some of these other cards, maybe, but we really don't want to if we don't have to. Okay, so then we'll go here. In fact, I would probably keep Cloud Sword Fletch and Necessity over some of these other cards, even though they might hit harder, because I'm going for the end game. Okay, so in this row, we want Cloud Sword Flash Wind to do the chase thing. We also wouldn't mind having this, the Moonshade, because Moonshade does that stacked ability, stack to increase attack. So this stacked version of Intent will carry on through all the cards that have multiple hits. Okay, so the other thing we can look at, so let's stop right there. Our side job we're doing is this Elixirist. Okay, on the Elixirist, in the end Virtuoso phase, not Foundation phase because we don't like those cards. In Virtuoso phase, with the third phase is a card that we would like, is this Divine Power Elixir. The Divine Power Elixir does the stacked increase of the attack. I call it stacked Intent. It's the same as Intent, except it's stacked and it doesn't go away. And it builds upon itself. So if we could start our card row with this and then go create straight in, it's like we want to start with multiples of these, hopefully higher in the row, and then follow that with Cloud Sword Touching Sky, followed by multiple attacks Cloud Swords, such as Cloud Sword Fletch, going to Necessity. That would be great. And then maybe throw in some Cloud Sword Flashing Sky when we get to the Immortal phase so that we can get faster. And in this phase, don't forget that we'll have access to, in Immortal phase, we'll have access to Avalanche, Cloud Sword Avalanche. Okay, so this card works similar to the Elixir, except for it doesn't consume. So the consume part that's cool is that when we go through our card line again, the consume is consumed and we don't use it again. The cool part about Moonshade, it makes us a little slower because it stays in the row and it's not consumed. So the next time we go in a row, we'll still have that card being used. But the cool thing is that the stacks of this increased attack add on to its own multiplier and it stays. So like if I put this in, it goes off the first time, it's worth 2. On the second time it goes around plus another 2. So each card with its multiple attack is making a next attack of plus 2 to each multiple attack. Okay, so let's go into Incarnation phase. In our Incarnation phase, this is nice because it gives us multiple attacks, which means it's only attacking for 2. But if we have Cloud Sword Flash Wind, Moonshade, we're adding that Sword Intent on there. We could also use Cloud Sword Step Lightly. It's not as good. We really want this Cloud Sword Dragon Roam, because what it does is it has chase and it has multiple attacks, and it's a Cloud Sword. So we can use Cloud Sword Flashing Wind, we can use Cloud Sword Dragon Roam, both really great for our build. Those are the main cards. So we can always pivot to this Peak Sword at the very end, because if we have, where is it? If we have this, where was it? If we have Moonshade, remember that affects our multiple attacks, gain 2 stacked. That 2 stacked will pair nicely with Tri-Peak Sword, except Tri-Peak Sword is not a Cloud Sword, so it needs to be outside of the Avalanche stream of cards. So it'd be like the last card in the Avalanche be the second to last card. Yeah, so that's mainly what we're looking at. We could also look at stuff that costs chi, like this Flow Cloud Chaos Sword. It's not a Cloud Sword because it's got Chaos in there, but it costs chi, so we have to adjust our build. So far, our build uses no chi. So this is what we're basically looking at, and I'll play a bot real quick. You can look at one of my other videos basically doing this build, and you can see in the other videos how it works. But basically in the first rounds we're going to do pretty well. In the foundation phase rounds we're going to suck, and we're going to suck pretty hard. When we start getting into Virtuoso phase, we might win a couple if we can get this card great. Once we get into Immortal phase, then we're actually playing, because we'll have our Avalanche Sword. We'll maybe get Cloud Sword Moonshade. Maybe we'll have the Elixir. I generally use Elixir or Moonshade, and it really depends on how I've evolved the cards to see what I'm going to use. This, where's it at? Right here. Divine Power Elixir. Okay, so let me play a bot real quick just to kind of show you. I don't have time to play a real match. I'll play one later of what I'm talking about. So let's go battle. We've got this character chosen. We're going to go into practice. We'll choose a bot. Oops. We'll go ahead and do hard. We're not going to do hell. And then we'll go ahead and start. We'll play some matches real quick and just kind of show what we're doing as we do it. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I don't have very many Cloud Swords. I only have the Touching Earth, which I'm going to use. Oh, I'm lucky enough to get that. I'm going to evolve this in a second. I'll do the other Cloud Sword. I'm going to evolve this just to get the Cultivation. Switch that over. I'm fine with doing that and doing that. I don't need the Chi, and I just did that for the Cultivation. I want to say that I'm ready. Okay, I'm not going to expect us to do badly. We might not win, but we're not going to do badly. We're not far behind. And right now it's just a math problem, really. Okay, so we lost. No big deal. We'll just use lose a little bit of destiny. Okay, so let's use Cloud Sword Elixir. Let me switch to battle mode, put my head in the corner so you can see what I'm doing. I really want that. Switching that out, switching that out, switching that out. Okay, so I am Cloud Sword all the way. Even though this will do more damage than that, I'm going to keep it in there just to keep it. I'm going to keep this to evolve it, because later on we might be able to use this card in some crazy place. We'll see. We'll go to play mode, which puts my head in the middle, so you can kind of see the action. Okay, we should have a decent strength deck now. Yes, we do. We should win this pretty easily with the next 2 attacks. Okay, so let's put ourselves in the build mode. Okay, that puts me in the top corner. Okay, so now we need to just go through the cards. We like that. Maybe we'll get some Cloud Sword stuff. We didn't. Okay, we can break through right now. But what would be the point? If we broke through right now, we would have access to the second tier cards, and we don't want any. So let's just go through. We have 10 cultivation. We want to get to 21. They have 9 cultivation, so we're going first. Let's see how much their deck is advanced. We're still doing more damage than them. And now they're doing more damage than us, so now it's just a math problem. Will we do more damage faster? Will this be enough to block this attack? No, it's not. Okay, cool. Now we're going to the play mode. Oh, put myself in there. Okay, so here I could choose one of these cards, but there's really no point. I need to do this draw a card. Okay, I'm going to advance that, do that. I'm just adding that to add it. Cloud Sword, touch Earth, that's fine. And we'll chunk that. We want to get to Cultivation 21. We're at 15. Let's move this closer to the front, and we'll do that. Put ourselves in play mode. Here we go. I might end up having to abandon the game because of I'm on my lunch break at work. But I thought I'd make a video because I get questions about why skip the middle, why not break through. Looks like we put the block in a good place. Cool. We'll go to build mode. Okay, we got another Cloud Sword. Awesome. Okay, so that is amazing. We want to get to Cultivation 21. And this will get us to Cultivation... Oops. I thought that could advance it. So we'll just do that. And next round will be in Cultivation. We'll go to... It automatically goes up 1 every round. And we'll add a card to make it 21. And then consider breaking through. We'll consider our options. But then also, mind you, we are in a world of pain. Because they're going to be advancing their tier 2 cards. While we're still mostly tier 1 cards. So the tier 2 cards are stronger than the tier 1 cards. But they're not as strong as the tier 3 cards. And our foundation cards are important to us. Okay, so there. I've got to decide, do I break on through? I can wait. I want more Cloud Sword Fletch. So I'm going to gamble. There we go. That was a good gamble. We're going to gamble a little bit more. Ooh, that was not bad. Okay, so we're going to wait to break on through to the next round. That's what we're going to do. Okay. That was an iffy. It might have been the perfect time to move through. We're going to lose this battle just based on we don't have access to tier 2 cards. And they probably have nice tier 2 cards, and they're going to kick our ass with their nice tier 2 cards maybe. Or they might be doing some of the same. Okay, let's go into build mode. All right. So we want Cloud Fletch. If we get a Cloud Fletch, the moment that we get a Cloud Fletch, we'll go right into the next thing. Doesn't look good. Not good at all. So what we're going to do here is that. It looks like I had the cards in the wrong order earlier. We need this at the end. Oops. We need more Cloud Fletch. We're just going to break through. Screw it. Alright, so is there a way to draw cards? We could do a side job. We'll do this. Every time we play Cloud Sword, we'll add a defense. Go ahead and play. I'm not expecting to win because we're still in tier 2 cards. I didn't get nearly as much Cloud Fletch that I would like. I might have should have jumped up earlier. They're at 91 Destiny, we're at 78. We'll lose this battle more than likely. It's all depends on this card. Okay, so we lost. No problem. We have a lot of Destiny to lose. Cool. We'll go ahead and advance that. We'll advance that. We'll break through. Oh, I stayed in... I screwed it up. I wasn't supposed to stay in 2. Let's go... No, let's go here. Okay, so... I should not have been in, and I screwed that up too. We'll go ahead and... That's 12 versus 9. That's fine. I don't have the right cards yet, so that's cool. The whole point of the video was to skip that second phase, and I didn't skip it. But I did show you that, you know, there's better cards in round 1. Or meditation phase, I'm sorry. I don't expect to win this, I expect to lose it. It's all on that last card. Oh, wow. I won one. Didn't think I should have. Get back into play mode. Okay, so I'm going to break on through so that I can get to Avalanche. Avalanche, here it is. Confirm. I have my Avalanche. Take this card out of the build. Now we're doing really good. We'll go ahead and switch this out. We're not going to use that. We'll do that for the cultivation. Go ahead and do that. That's not a cloud sword. Absorb that for the cultivation. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. We could put these together, but we're not going to. We're going to keep it like that and have these out for maybe trading out. I really don't need that card, but anyway. So just so you see what I'm talking about, I'm not taking these cards. But that Avalanche is in a good spot. So, if we can get to the last card, which is Avalanche, we should have it no problem. We'll win the match easy. If we don't get there, we might need to move it up a little bit higher in the rotation, depending on what cards they're dealing with. Okay, that's close to game right there, because I'm going to do 20-something damage. Oh, we did 30. Cool. And then that gives us the win right there. Now we're going to go into build and hope for stacking stuff. We'll absorb that. And what we want is that stack stuff. If we can get it. We'll take this. We'll advance that card. We don't need that. We'll go into ready mode. Go into play. Unless they got something crazy, we should have this no problem. Because that last hit's going to do 30 when we get there. 30, and then the next hit's going to do whatever and kill him, and then we go into build phase again. And maybe we can get more cards that we need. Okay, now we have this chase card, which is going to speed us up. So we're going to take this out. We will just throw it in the middle there to speed us up a little bit. Let's see if we can't get another chase card. Like if we have any ability. Ooh, that's nice. So here, we're going to take this card out. Put these here. This gives us our stack, so each time we hit, it gets an additional 1. Don't need that. Just forget about that now. We can probably forget about this. And here we go. Back into playing. Now, I haven't done the math yet. I don't know how much we're going to end up doing in the end. But each attack is going to be more, and we're going faster. Okay, so here's our 6, which does 7. And then this one's going to chase, which makes us just a little bit faster. And then here comes our big one, which is probably 20-something, 27. And they still have 3 cards left to play. And that's because 1, we're ahead because of our cultivation, and 2, we have that also card. Now check this out. We'll stack those 2. We'll put our next chase card there. Let's go ahead and break through. We're going to minus the cultivation to get the desk. No, we're doing good. Let's go ahead and load 3 side jobs and see what happens. Okay, nothing. Go ahead and do that. Do that. Do that. Nothing. 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 Okay. So we've sacrificed a hit, but we've added speed. So we're never going to do that either. And I should throw this away because that's a freaking pipe dream anyway. Okay, so let's go. Ooh, they've got a chase too, so they've sped up some. Okay, there, then chase. And then their attack, and then our attack, and then chase to do our avalanche. Okay, they're pretty tough. The next hit is what it's all about. Oh, they got 1 ahead, so 1 ahead of us. That's cool. Okay, so we have an idea of their speed. We're looking for more chase cards, just a way to speed this thing up. So let's do something funky. We'll do something like that to go faster sooner. I don't know if that'll help us. And then let's, in case they try something funky at the end, we'll go ahead and absorb, 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 absorb. And we'll go. I don't know how we'll do this game. We're at 58, they're at 29. We're playing hard bot. Play and then chase. Then they go. There was our avalanche. Okay, so hopefully they'll attack and we'll get to defend a little bit. They still got us. Okay, so they're on an upward trend. Okay, absorb that for the cultivation. Hope for some good stuff. Oh, doesn't help us. We don't have the chi to make this work. We could have kept one of the earlier cards to have the chi to do something. Yeah, we're in for another loss, it looks like. Is there anything we could do? We could join these since we're already slow enough, but I don't want to do that. Yeah, we're just in for the loss. We know we're going to lose because we didn't change anything. And look, they're getting chase cards. They're so much faster than us now. And they have that Moonshade. Moonshade, which adds the stacked, and they're at stack 3. So this 3 just adds that to every attack they're doing. We're just sucking. Not much we can do. Okay, maybe we'll get some cards. Okay, so none of that. Draw a card. Okay. That's good. So with this one, let's replace that with that. Maybe. We'll throw that away. We're just getting rid of cards that are just too much crap to read. And getting the intent out of it. We'll never do that again. Okay. So we have attack, chase, attack, chase. Oh, this is not Cloud Sword. So we'll do the 3 attack at the end. We could... What do we need to do here? We could put this one in the mix. We've got this 9. That's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12 versus 10. But that adds another 4 here, so we could do that. Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. Hopefully we've caught up with the speed a little bit. There's our 4, then 9, 15, that was good. And then here comes our avalanche, which is our big hit for 27. Ooh, that last hit they got, it has a really good bite to it. And that's it. But that's just so you get the idea of how to play the game. We didn't win against the bot, but if you'll look at my other streams, I've ranked 1, 2, usually rank at least top 4 playing rank play. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that helps you out.